Circle Nation, it's Dean here. It's casual Sunday. I'm at the office running some numbers. We've been going hard. I don't feel like editing this. I'm not gonna flip the camera, but just crunching all those numbers, eating some steak obviously as well. But yeah, so there's a lot to think about, a lot to talk about today, but sorry about the AC making noise. But most importantly, what we have happening is I've been thinking a lot about our business model, all that kind of stuff, the profit, how much money we're charging, blah, blah, blah. And basically what I have discerned is that the number one problem for our company is that the landscape jobs are not getting completed correctly, if you will, not getting completed in the budgeted hours, and it's causing problems. So with that, and not necessarily problems, right? Because now that the team is on P4P and they're starting to make P4P, it's a lot less of a problem. But I think the number one issue was at the beginning of the year, the team wasn't on P4P and they weren't making P4P. And even still, the jobs aren't getting done in the allotted days. So what that would mean is, let's say they have a 24-hour job that their team is on, and there's 3 people there, so that should take 8 hours. But let's say they get 7. They work there. They leave the yard at 7:30. They don't get to the job until 8. They work at the job till 3:30. They take a half-hour lunch in the middle of the day, and they decide they're done, because our team does that sometimes, which is fine. And I tell them that's fine because it's their their life. I was micromanaging them a little bit before, so I try to let them go. They do their thing. They're on P4P. But the problem is that they were going home then, and they were going back to that 24-hour job and they only worked at that job 21 hours at that point, right? If you do the math of what I said, it'll add up. It should at least. But whatever, only worked there 21 hours. So they go back to the next day and they'd work 2 more hours there. So they'd work, another 6 hours with the 3 people. And then they would still make P4P on that, right? They wouldn't make the $26 an hour because we're for what we charge. They wouldn't make that. They would make 22, 23, but they'd still make the P4P. But or even, in the past, they wouldn't make anything. But for sake of example, let's say right now, they would would still make the P4P, but they'd be behind. And then they do the same thing the next day, and then at the end of the week, they've only done 24 hours worth of jobs. And you can do the way your P4P is set up. You can do 24 hours worth of jobs, work 30 hours that week, which is the average, or whatever team members work 32 hours that week, or a little over that, and still make P4P. I'm not going to go to all the numbers, but just believe me on that. So the problem is it's not necessarily the problem, but the gap is that I thought our team was working 32 budgeted hours a week, when in reality, they're working 24 to 27, 28 maybe budgeted hours a week. Not their fault. None of this is their fault at all. It's my fault. It's from the office standpoint. But what we're going to have to do is change the way we're running operations here and make it so that our team, no, I shouldn't say make it, but change operations, our systems here, so that the jobs get done on the day they're supposed to get done. And if that's not the case, get extra people there to help them get it done. The problem is we didn't have the extra people there, and I've been spending my whole life focusing on lawn mowing because for some reason we've just been struggling in that department all year. And I shouldn't say for some reason, it's because I haven't been actually fixing it. I've just been band-aiding the problem and hoping it goes away. So we're going to fix the lawn mowing and then fix the landscaping and get more people in. And that, combined with everything else we're doing in P4P, should make it so that the team is at least very profitable while they're landscaping. And then hopefully, let's say, because if our average per hour, because our team is not working the 80 hours a week, from people being on vacation to people not coming in for a day to people being sick, whatever it is, if that continues to be the case, and I'm gonna have a talk with our team about this, but if that continues to be the case, no big deal. We're just gonna keep hiring more people. And we already had this discussion earlier this year about no big deal if you don't want to work the Saturdays and stuff. We're just gonna hire more people, which we are working on, and we actually almost kind of are there. But it's we're just going to continue to hire more people. I just want to give them the option, because if our team says, hey, we want to, step up and we want to make sure that we're trying to work, as close to 40 hours a week as possible, and even over 40 hours a week if need be. I shouldn't even say that. I should be we want to work 40 hours plus a week. Then we won't need to hire more people. We can, we can just give the work to our current team. But if they decide, which is totally cool, that they want to not do that, or they want to work there, want to be able to have a day off because they're sick, or they want to, because, if you think about it, we have not 10 people one person's sick, if one person is sick, like once per paycheck, right, which is just one day on their paycheck, or yeah, one day on their paycheck, right, because there's 10 days in a paycheck, 10 working, Monday to Friday days in a paycheck. One person's sick, that puts one person sick every day, which means we're down a man every day, if that makes sense the way I said it. So, and they don't see it on their paycheck because it's just one day they missed, right? So they work 32, they work like 72 hours 72 hours that paycheck. So it's like, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that from the and that's actually less than that on average. Our average team's like hours, but we offer as many hours as they want. But it's more of the issue is that from the company standpoint, it's like, okay, we just need to hire somebody else. Or if people want to stop being sick, which is, I don't mean that like a stop being sick way, but people just want to power through it. And I know you can't always, and it's not a problem that our team is sick, or if they want to stop taking vacations because we've had a lot of team members on vacation or whatever it is, like wait till the winter. That's totally fine. We won't hire any more people, and I don't mind hiring more people. It's not going to really hurt them per se, but it's just that if we hire more people and they're like, hey, we want more hours, and it's like, well, we don't really have more hours now because we hired more people, that's going to be the problem. And we already probably are having less hours now that it's summer, so there's already less overtime available. But like I said, it's still a problem with the hours. So hopefully that made sense, and hopefully the way this is coming across is not that I'm trying to blame our team for any insufficiencies. It's all mine, and it's not even that the team is doing anything wrong or doing anything I didn't tell them to, because they've been doing great taking ownership as of late and making sure the jobs get done. It's just that I've been doing a poor job making sure the jobs stay on schedule, if you will, and then tracking that from the office side and not having enough people to be able to help them get the jobs done in the correct amount of time so we stay on schedule. So from now on, we're booked out like a little over a week right now, which is obviously stressful to me because I want to be booked out way more than that. And obviously, and we're kind of in a little bit of a cash crunch right now because we have no deposits, which is fine. Our company's fine to have no deposits, but it just means since our accounts receivable is quite high currently, it's a little less high than it was. But since our accounts receivable is kind of high, we don't have any buffer money in our account, if that makes sense. So we have all of our we're just collecting on that money. But we should be good to go next week as far as no longer crunching for cash, because payroll was last week. We had a bunch of end of month expenses but end of month expenses we had to pay. So next week we should be good to go, and we spent about $400 so far on Google and YouTube ads. Those have not been giving us the return we're looking for. We've gotten like one client from those. The YouTube ads have gotten us none. Now, I'm not saying YouTube ads are bad. I'm just saying the YouTube ads that we put out, we got no clients for. So we're going to try a couple other avenues for advertising. Probably going to go to Facebook next and try to do some, mailers and stuff like that to try to drum up more business and do hopefully maybe some referral stuff and some client emails we have to send out. We haven't sent out a client email yet this month. So we got to get all that done because we definitely want more work. I need to do more estimates. And then once we have more work to do, then I could, focus on implementing this new system. But until then, there's nothing I can do about implementing anything because we need to put more work done. And we also still need, we have 10 full-time people currently. With that, I believe we have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so we have 10 full-time people currently. And what we're looking at is, we have 3 people mowing, 6 people landscaping. We really need to have 3 great, people. No, I shouldn't say great people, but 3 people that know what they're doing. Currently, we only have 2 people that know what they're doing on mowing and one person that doesn't, who's newer. And one of the guys that knows what they're doing is on vacation next week, so that kind of puts us in a tough spot. So I definitely want to get to the point where we have another person on mowing, so hopefully we can hire somebody this week or next week. So that way we have 4 people mowing every week. So that way, like I said earlier, if somebody's out for a day or whatever it is, it's not as big of a deal. And like I told them, they might just get less hours if everybody shows up. And that way we also have more room in our mowing schedule. And hopefully, as the year goes on, if we have 4 people mowing and we continue to add mowing clients, this advertising we're doing works and the referral system works and yada, yada, keep getting new clients, then we will be able to start another mowing crew, because we do have 3 mowers right now. We do have 3 trucks capable of doing mowing, and then we have the 2 landscape trucks for the 6 people. So the bi-weekly weeding truck could also just do more lawn mowing and that kind of thing if need be. If we continue to do mowing continues to be profitable. We're going to raise prices on mowing soon, and then once we do that, we'll be able to really, really crush it on mowing. And I shouldn't say roller coaster on mowing, but like we need to raise prices a little bit because right now, we're giving the team 40% on P4P and they're making it, but like we obviously don't want to keep 40% like the summer, so we're going to raise our prices and then drop the P4P down to 33%. But they're actually still going to make more because we're going to raise our prices more than 7%, if that makes sense. So because that's the difference between 33 and 40, so it's a whole thing. But basically, what that looks like for the team is they get to make more money. Yay. And also the company gets to make more money. Yay. Because raising prices is awesome. And we just have to make sure our quality of service stays up. It's been really good for the past, I don't know. We just had a client actually I talked to a guy yesterday about it. But, our service has been a lot better the past couple weeks. And, we're just going to try to keep up on that. Or we are going to keep up on that and then just keep, over hiring so that we have enough people to do what we need to do. I'm not crazy fond that lately we've been booking some more hardscape type projects because although they're fun and, they look cool and at the end of the day, it's like, wow, these guys are awesome and, these projects are cool. It requires a lot of me in the field to make sure those projects go smoothly and to make sure they get done right. Nothing like I said, another thing, nothing against our team, nothing that they did wrong or nothing they're doing wrong. They just don't have the hardscape experience that I do. And not even that I have experience. I've just looked it up and I've, spent more time researching it. So, I've been considering hiring a, more of a hardscape type of guy, but with that comes additional payroll. And since we don't have it, like we only have 2 landscape trucks, so he would just be on landscaping and doing mulching and stuff, so it would be an inefficient use of a person. So I think we're just going to continue doing the easier hardscape stuff for now, and then maybe next year, once we have 3 landscape trucks, or even up to 4, then it's like, okay, we can put a full-time hardscape guy in, and then we'll have a hardscape division, as well as the, our install division or whatever you want to call it, and they would do all of the bigger jobs that, the 80-hour jobs or, probably 60-hour jobs and above that are like the hardscape side stuff. So like, the brickwork, the massive planting jobs, all that kind of stuff. And then the landscape crews could just continue doing the, the more softscape stuff. So like the mulching, the small planting jobs, edging, topsoil, like the easy stuff. So, that's kind of where we're at, State of the Union. And just want to reiterate that our team is awesome and they've been crushing it. And hopefully nothing I've said is, said anything that's toward them that's not, nothing or said nothing towards them that makes them sound like they're the bad guys. It's all me, 100%. It's my expectations and standards that haven't been set, and it's also my just not understanding what was actually happening on the internals of the company, so as far as numbers-wise, because I wasn't looking at them till today. So happy Sunday, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See ya.